And when you saw inside of the house, were you able to see television and video surveillance systems?
Yes.
Okay. When you went on March 17th.
What? From outside?
2022, and after the search warrant, y'all made entry into the home. Was that same surveillance camera system still at the house? Was it still there?
It had been removed.
Okay. When you got there on March 17th, 2022, were all of the cars that were present on March 16th, 2022 at the location?
Objection, relevance.
No, I believe 3 were left at the location.
Wow. Hey, yo, if you was the victim of a crime, why would it be pertinent if your security camera missing? You was the victim.
And on March 17th, 2022, did Detective Liam Parker video the search warrant and the contents that were recovered from the search warrant?
Yes, to assist me, he helped with videoing it.
Okay. And were you present during the execution of that search warrant?
I was.
All right.
Ain't no way
Now, as a
this
part
was writing something
of your investigation, and let me ask you this, did you, between March 11th and March 17th, were you still observing and monitoring social media during this period of time?
I was.
Okay. And was that in conjunction with also listening to the wiretap?
Yes.
Okay. And why were you still observing and monitoring social media?
Because when you're in the midst of an investigation, you
got to wait for somebody to get smoked, or it ain't an investigation.
never know towards the end what may be relevant at a later time. So I was making sure to get the full picture of everything. Better to have and not need, than need and not have.
So you're able to document whole people's whole lives just in case you get something. If they're an alleged gang member. Oh, and associates of alleged gang members. Okay.
So I like to kind of make sure everything is together, because like you might get to the end of an investigation, something that seems so small is huge.
But we can't even see your face. That's weird. You watch everybody. Wow.
Huge. So I was making sure to capture as much as I could.
And when you were going on social media, were you going on individual public accounts?
Yes.
All right. And during the course, I want to start with just initially, were you able to find social?
So because it's a public page, me as an investigator, I can just clip from it in case I need something later on. Yup.
Social media posts of Shell Kell, his account?
Yes.
Okay. And did he have pictures of himself with Rayshawn Bennett or YFN Lucci?
Yes.
Okay. And on his account, did he also have pictures of himself with Donovan Thomas Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. Permission to approach, Your Honor?
You may.
No, approach the witness, I'm sorry. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 440 BV and 454 BV. Tell me if you recognize 440 BV and 454 BV.
I do.
How do you recognize 440 BV and 454 BV?
See, these are some of the posts that I collected during March of 2022.
And is that a fair, accurate depiction of posts made by Shell Kell _Nutlife?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 440 BV and 454 VV into evidence.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
And looking at 440 VV, there's a post date of December 1st, 2018. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. When did you capture the image?
Should have been sometime in March.
And who is depicted in the picture?
That is Kelvin Watts in the white T-shirt, and it's Mr. Rayshawn Bennett, who's shirtless.
Okay. And sitting here, do you know the area where this picture is taken?
That appears to be the Trestle Tree.
And Shell Kel got on the TIG chain? Okay. So he took nut out for Fly. Okay.
Apartments.
Okay. And are you familiar with Trestle Tree Apartments?
I am.
And how are you familiar with Trestle Tree?
That's an area favored by the YFN criminal street gang.
Okay. Now looking at 454 VB. And looking at 454 VV, did you also capture this in March of 2022?
Yes.
Okay. And who is in this picture?
That's Kelvin Watts in the camouflage jacket, and that's going to be Donovan Thomas with the varsity jacket on.
All right. And again, is this on Shell Kel's Instagram page?
Yes, this was on his story.
In the same way, did you also have the occasion to capture pictures with Darius Bigford as well as Christian McMain Miller with individuals associated with YSL?
Yes.
Okay. And did you capture those pictures as well?
I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 441 VV, 442 VV, 443 VV, and 451 VV. Take a moment, tell me if you recognize those images.
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize them?
These are also photos that I captured during March of 2022.
Okay. And do those appear to be fair and accurate depictions of images that you captured while observing those public Instagram posts?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 441 VV, 442 VV, 443 VV, and 451 VV into evidence.
441 through 443, and then 451 BB?
Yes, Your Honor.
Those are admitted.
Thank you. And permission to publish.
Good night.
So, the YFN RICO. So you mean to tell me Woody wasn't in the YSL RICO and Shaukel wasn't in the YFN RICO? For real? That's crazy. I ain't know that. So, hold on. Are you serious? Hold on. So Bloody J got a null process on his RICO. So Diamante Thomas, he related to Nut. Oh yeah. Chedrick Glass, she just mentioned Holmes. Reginald Carter, Tez Carter. They related to one of the biggest Bloods in Atlanta. What's his name? Carlos Carter? But he ain't on here either, huh? Lucci on here. Oh, yeah. Leroy. Ron Davies. Dirk. Hold on. There's a couple guys missing. Ain't they Rico Light? Wow. They mentioned, what about YFN Fad? Hold on. It's a lot of people missing out this. Hold on, man. Something fishy. Something fishy. Man, somebody get some tartar sauce.
Now, looking at 441 VV, what Instagram what Instagram handle is this?
The username is going to be real1_FR.
And do you know who that Instagram account is associated with?
That account is going to belong to Darius Ford.
Right. And when was this originally posted?
October 13th of 2021.
And again, did you screen grab this though in March of 2022?
I did.
Right. And who is, do you recognize anyone inside the picture?
The gentleman with the orange hat is going to be Darius Ford. And then the gentleman next to him in the white shirt is going to be Jeffery Williams.
All right. Next, going to 442 VV. Is that posted again from Mr. Ford's account?
It is.
And what is the date of this Instagram post?
February 17th of 2021.
And again, is that Mr. Williams depicted in this photo with Mr. Ford?
Yes.
All right. Looking at 443 VV. Are you familiar with this Instagram handle?
I am.
And what is the Instagram handle?
It's would normally say Ocean Drive Slim, but the C has been replaced with a 5.
And when is the original date of this post?
March 29th, 2019.
And are you familiar with the individual depicted in the post?
I am.
And who's depicted in the post?
Christian McMiller in the green hoodie, Jeffery Williams in the yellow, and 21 Savage or Mr. Shaya Joseph.
You know,
is in the white hoodie.
And are there any just emojis on this photo?
There's a green snake and a dagger emoji in the caption, and it says 4L.
All right. Next, looking at 451 VV. And is this also another post by the account belonging to Mr. McMiller?
Yes.
And do you recognize any of the individuals inside of the picture?
I see Mr. McMiller in the blue hat with the orange hoodie. Looking at the back of Mr. Garlington with the blue hat with the white writing.
If that's
I
the back
see
of
Mr. Quantavious Greer. He also goes by Umfunk. And then I see Mr. Sumlin standing up with the white tank top with the white hoodie.
All right. Now, while you were looking at social media, after the death of Mr. McMiller, Mr. Ford, did you see any social media accounts with anyone associated with YSL regarding the death of Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford?
Yes, multiple accounts.
And did you screen grab those in the same way?
I did.
All right. It's going to be 4. Permission to approach again, Your Honor?
You may.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 447 through 450 BB, then 452 to 453 BB, and then 463 BB. Take a moment and look at those.
Okay.
And do you recognize those images?
I do.
And how do you recognize them?
There are additional social media images I pulled during March of 2022.
And do those appear to be fair and accurate depictions of images that you captured back in March of 2022?
They do.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 447 to 450 VV, 452 through 453 VV, and then 463 VV into evidence.
447 to 50. Say them again for me.
Sure.
I was writing, but I think I got it wrong.
447 VV through 450 VV.
Yeah.
Then 452 VV
Okay.
through 453 VV. And then last is going to be 463 VV.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I did get it wrong. So those are admitted.
And permission to publish.
You may.
Now, showing you what's been marked as 447 VV, is this, whose Instagram post is this, excuse me?
That's going to be the account associated with Mr. Garlington.
And the picture in the account, does that appear to look similar to the location of where the picture that we just looked at was, the date, given the clothing, what Mr. McMiller is wearing?
It appears so.
Okay. And going to the next, 448 VV. Looking at 448 VV, are you familiar with the Instagram handle Bentley BZ4L?
I am.
How are you familiar with that Instagram handle?
That's the Instagram account associated with Christian Eppinger.
All right. And again, is this another post of Christian Eppinger, or a post of Christian Eppinger posting both? Is that Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford in that picture?
Correct.
All right. Going to 449 VV. Are you familiar with the Instagram handle OOG_Tunk?
I am.
How are you familiar with that Instagram handle?
That's a social media account associated with the gentleman named Antonio Sledge.
Okay. And what is depicted on the post that he posted?
Again, that will be Christian McMiller and Darius Ford.
Going to go to 450 VV. Is this another picture, or excuse me, another image by Mr. Garlington?
It is.
All right. Next, 452 VV. Are you familiar with the Instagram account OG.BOOL_?
Yes.
How are you familiar with that Instagram account?
That's the social media account associated with Shannon Stillwell.
Okay. And is this a post that was posted on that account?
It was.
And what does it say?
Just rest, Mac. I got you, man.
And are there emojis?
There are.
What are the emojis?
A crying face, a broken heart, a bandaged heart, and the devil emoji.
All right. Next, going to 453 VV.
That is a post of Mr. Stillwell with Mr. Ford.
Okay. And is there an emoji on that post as well?
Yes, the bandaged heart and the sad crying emoji.
All right. And the last, 463 VV.
That's, again, a post from Mr. Stillwell's account.
And while we're getting that one to publish, and during this time, were you, again, listening to the wiretap in this kind of around March 11th of 2023? Excuse me, 2022.
I'm probably doing about 12 to 16 hours a day in the wire room.
Okay. And in preparation for trial, have you had opportunity to listen to some of those calls?
I have.
And now we have 463 VV. Is this a post from the account belonging to Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. And what does the post say?
I can hear Mac now still playing Goddamn Big, we let them suckers get us shit. Where the fuck boo at? Oh, sorry. That's what TF means, in case y'all didn't know. Boo at, and then it says, damn Mac, I miss you. I miss your ass preaching when I be on the bullshit.
All right.
And boo would be a reference to Quentin Porter.
Now, going to some of the wiretaps that were, I want to direct you to March 11th, 2022 at 10:05 p.m. And is this with the wiretap? What was the phone number? Do you recall now the phone number associated with Mr. Garlington? Or the last four digits?
I can't, I know Mr. Sumlin's ended in, I think, 8711, and I just knew the other one was Mr. Garlington.
I want to direct your attention to March 11th, 2022 at 10:05 p.m. from 27 seconds to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Excuse me. After Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford were killed, were there Instagram posts disrespecting both Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford?
There were several.
And did you capture those those Instagram posts that were being posted?
Yes.
Right. And why did you capture those?
Just because of how inflammatory they were. I knew that they were going to be important because they were very, very disrespectful and inflammatory.
Right. And have you had an opportunity to look at some of those posts prior to your testimony today?
I have.
All right. And with social media, if posts are inflammatory, in your experience as a gang investigator, does that flame any potential beef or anything that may occur?
Absolutely.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 456 VV, 457 VV, and 462 VV. Do you recognize those pictures?
I do.
How do you recognize them?
Two are going to be from like fake accounts that were made to troll people in the wake of their death, and one is from an individual that I know from working in Atlanta.
And do those appear to be fair and accurate depictions of images that you grabbed, again, in March of 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to admit 456 VV, 457 VV, and 462 VV into evidence.
Admitted.
And permission to publish.
Amen.
Now, looking at this exhibit, is this one of the fake Instagram accounts that you were referencing?
That's one of the ones that we couldn't identify who it belonged to, but it was very, very vocal about the disrespect.
Okay. And what does the post say?
New op pack just came in.
And in your experience as a gang investor, have you heard the term op?
I have.
Okay. And what is your understanding of op?
It's short for opposition or rival.
And do you know, sitting here today, what day you screenshotted this particular post?
It would have been in the days immediately after the death of Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford.
Okay. And we're looking at a document with the screen grabs, help refresh your memory as to the dates of when you captured this post.
It would.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a copy of this document here to help refresh your memory?
I do.
All right. If you would take that up, look at it as soon as your memory's refreshed, just look up and let me know.
That would be March 11th, around 11:30 p.m.
And about what time did Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford pass away?
It was maybe several hours prior to that. So they got killed at 3 a.m. on March 11th, go through the day, and then that night at 11:30 p.m. this got posted.
We'll go to the next post. Now, looking at Stacey at 457 BB, are you familiar with the Instagram handle 1ABG_Big Nick_?
Yes.
How are you familiar with that Instagram handle?
I'm familiar with this individual. His name is Nicholas Johnson.
And does he have a nickname?
Usually it's Fat Nick or Big Nick, depending on what he changes his handle to. But he's a YFN member.
Okay. And why was this, what if any significance did this post have?
This was also posted several hours after Mr. Ford and Mr. McMillan had been killed, and he posted a song on top of him just moving around, saying, and the song was entitled Slime and Chalk, which is referring to like typically in the old crime scenes where they'd outline the body in chalk. So this was inflammatory in that nature, where he's posting this kind of just making sure everybody saw it.
And when did you capture this post?
The capture time reads 3 hours ago, so if I can refer to the sheet just to get the posting time.
Yes.
It would post at 11:20 p.m. that day following the murders, so it means that it was captured at 11:20 p.m., which means 8:20 p.m. it was posted.
Go to the next exhibit. And while that's pulling up, have you ever heard of the term smoking an op pack?
I have.
Okay. What is your understanding when you've heard that terminology?
An op pack is a play on words, like when you talk about a pack of loud or like marijuana or drugs. So now when they come in, they'll say, we're smoking on this person that's dead. It's just another way of disrespecting the opposition when they get killed. So saying a new op pack just came in, they're smoking on these people. It's very, very common among gang language, especially when there's a murder that takes place.
And now looking at 462 VB, Joey_Hurst24, was that an actual page or was that a trolling page?
That was a page that was trolling pretty.
Sustained.
Okay. Were you familiar with that page?
I was not.
Okay. Were you familiar with anyone being associated with that page?
I was not.
Okay. Sitting here today, do you recall what the picture that's in the caption, what that said?
With the picture itself? Or
no, not
the profile picture?
The profile picture.
I can't see. It seems like a drawing or of some sort.
And again, was this an example of some of the inflammatory posts that you were seeing that you captured?
Yes.
Okay. We can take a look. Now, I want to go back to the Wiretap call. Permission to publish.
You may.
for the record again is going to be 27 seconds and 3:38 seconds.
Chris name.
Yeah, man.
That shit, that was crazy, boy.
Man, I'm just going through what I'm calling when I had them posts. He told me, man, tell Corey, I said, welcome home. I told you that.
Yeah, that's why I got that. I'm like, man, that shit, that's just too crazy.
But that's a fool. Well, I'm like, damn, boy.
They hit him more though, this.
I don't know. See, I think he the one that just got shot in the head. I don't. Like, everybody been said he had died first. Like, that's what they were saying at first. They were just like, bro was in critical condition for a minute.
I heard he got hit in the head.
Yeah, but Roger had and goddamn told me.
Them boys don't sound sad at all.
He had them DM me like, man, bro just died too. So we just turn on the video chat shit. But he was like, Roger said it came from Summer Hill, but Quay just said they got into it with when they was at Chit Chat, they got into it with them henchmen niggas.
Who nigga?
Man, I think them niggas all I rent them folk, man. You know, own folk been going back and forth, they gonna answer. Man,
All I rent?
Nah, not him, but like his little young nigga.
Oh yeah, I heard that little hitchman shit.
Yeah, Quay say when B Slime just had the show, for him B Slime them got down, rushed to the car to get the file, some shit they hadn't got into it, nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy right there.
My cousin just called him, so he know what he told me to pull up. He got down, he know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm finna pull up and got down, see what the hell going on.
So what the hell he was coming from the car?
Yeah, man, they went to LaCour, man.
Oh yeah, so I thought he went to traffic or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought, cause everybody going to traffic. I be telling that nigga let go to traffic. But I ain't even saying that to him last night. I seen him putting his clothes on.
I lured his mom up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like somebody got shot in the car. But they ain't really showing that.
Yeah.
I get on Instagram about 6, 7, like about 7, 8 of them. Somebody, I hear, damn, that way the war.
Hey, yeah. Man, I ain't know man, them folk blowing my phone up.
You know, I said, them folks were on. Them folks, they ain't see none of them niggas in the car.
Nah,
Like,
man.
Yeah,
it was just them two, I think. I don't know, but I ain't heard nothing, bro. I ain't called nobody.
Man, that nigga running, man. What the hell wrong with this nigga, man? That nigga walk so goddamn fast.
So them two boys left liquor and got smoked. So they left Kente Club and got smoked. Okay.
I ain't talking nobody but Ed B.
Oh, Ed B.
Yeah, you know he don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ed B just laying low.
Nah, he with his folk.
Okay. Yeah, the girl in charge is tripping, man. I called his phone, somebody, this ain't his number. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we started playing at 3:37. I want to ask you a few questions about that call before the next call. Were you familiar with Demekion Garlington's voice?
Yes.
Okay. And was Demekion Garlington one of the individuals on the phone call?
Yes.
Right. During the call, you heard them talk about umfunk. Is that the same umfunk that you talked about earlier in the pictures?
Yes.
All right. Did you hear them speak about umfunk getting into it with the henchman?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the henchman?
I am.
How?
I have worked some investigations and spoken in person with their leader of that gang.
Okay. And with the henchmen, do they have any alliances?
They do.
And what is one of their alliances?
YFN.
All right. Now, you heard them talk about they were coming from Lacora. Are you familiar with Lacora?
I am.
Okay. What is Lacora?
It's a nightclub lounge on Metropolitan Parkway here in Atlanta.
Okay. And through your investigation of working the Christian McMiller, Darius Ford homicide, are you familiar if there was an event at Lacora on the night before they passed away?
There was.
Okay. And based on your investigation, were Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford at that location prior to their death?
Yes.
Now, there came a point in the portion of the audio that we listened to where the sound went down. Do you remember hearing that?
Yes.
Okay. Is that an example of the minimization that you were referencing earlier, that if it's something that isn't about criminal activity, it will be minimized and then you will pick the call back up?
Yes.
Okay.
Cat. Nah, they left it out. Nah, that's Brady.
In listening to that call, do you know who Mr. Garlington was speaking to?
Yes.
Okay, who?
It's a gentleman that goes by the name Dwoskin Wright. I know him as Watt.
You said
Watt, W-O-T.
that's his nickname?
Yeah.
Okay. And how are you familiar with Mr. Wright?
Early on in my career, I did a good bit of work on the 30 Deep Criminal Street Gang, and he's a member of that gang.
And did you hear them mention SB on this call?
Yes.
Okay. And are you familiar with that nickname?
Yes.
And who is that nickname associated with?
Mr. Shannon Stillwell.
All right. I want to publish our next call, which is on March 12th, 22 at 12:49 p.m. from 00 to 1:12 p.m. 00 to 1:12 minutes.
Anybody asked, we went and looked like.
Shit, you got up.
Anybody asked, we went and looked like Trump in the midnight. Anybody just said we went and looked for them motherfuckers. We couldn't find them.
Okay.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, I know. Well, where you at?
Leaving the room.
Leaving the room.
Yeah.
What you finna go to?
Shit, same old shit.
Same shit.
Same shit.
I'm saying, where you at?
Someone told me he gonna come pick me up. Shit, that was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think somebody be here on Rodlow. I said, man, Rodlow ain't getting no code, man.
Yeah.
I tried that shit yesterday with a nigga I don't got down no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We want to stop at 1:11 p.m. Again, is that Mr. Garlington on the call?
Yes.
Okay. And did you recognize the voice of who he is speaking to?
That would be Mr. Stillwell.
Right. And in that call, the Mr. Stillwell said, don't tell anyone we went to go looking?
Yes.
Okay. Or we went to go looking, don't tell anyone?
It sounds like that's kind of hard to hear, but that's what it appears to sound like.
Okay.
Wow.
And they mentioned on that call, did you hear the reference to Big Nick?
I did.
All right. And are you familiar with that name?
I am.
Is that the same Big Nick, to your understanding, if Mr. Garlington and Mr. Stillwell are talking, do you know which Big Nick they could be referencing?
Nick working.
They would be referencing Nicholas Carter.
Okay. How are you familiar with Nicholas Carter?
I know Nicholas Carter to be an older member of the gang associated with 2830 Waters Road.
And you said an older member of the gang?
Correct.
Which gang?
YSL.
And you said you know him to be associated with 2830 Waters Road?
Correct.
Okay. To your knowledge, how is he associated with 2830 Waters Road?
I remember him being arrested at that location during a narcotic search warrant back in 2014.
And again, he is different from Fat Nick, who we just talked about earlier, also who calls himself Big Nick, who's with YFN.
Correct.
All right. Next, we're going to publish March 13th, 2022 at 1:23 a.m. from 4:40 into the call until the end of the call.
Oh, the Carter family super deep. We got Carlos Carter, Reginald Carter, Artez Carter, Nicholas Carter. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real, man, right? Bro, D, is you sad about Matt Payne for real?
Man, on DB on Saturday, bro.
I know.
That's why they had to come drink, bro.
That's why I said I ain't called you. Dad said, "G, okay." I said, I text. I ain't want to call him. He said, yeah, he ain't answer. I called him.
Yeah, that fucked up. That shit got me hurt, bro. I fought with bro.
Yeah, that shit put me on. So I know dude said about that.
Yeah, man.
Damn, big puppy little shit too.
I know it, bro. Damn.
That shit crazy. That part said they had like 45 gun shells out there.
Huh? 45 gun shell?
Yeah.
Just no cash. We gonna get some get back. We gotta get.
Dude, you better show that down somewhere.
I am, but still, bro. I am gonna sit down. Listen, I'm gonna sit down, bro.
Boy, you better sit your ass down somewhere, baby.
I am, but bro, nigga think this shit the game out here playing. For real, bro. Like, I already going through some shit before that. Like, it like all the type of trying. They got money on my head, bro. Like, and I still just be going places. You see, I don't be worried about shit, bro. Cause I be prepared. I be prepared for shit. If a nigga pay with me, they know that shit ain't gonna be easy.
Oh, man.
I just got to do a shootout early.
Why the fuck you get into a shootout, D?
Because it was a car looking strange. Yeah. Don't say that gun there.
Why would you? Oh my god.
Because the car, they were 3 deep with hoods on, so I had to shoot it. I don't know. The day it was the day on Cleveland. On Cleveland, it was a car got. I know it, bro. Yeah, you do.
They you need to
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They had them niggas follow me. They had they follow me from Pico. Yeah, I would hold. Hey, what you doing up at 131? Yeah, phone. I just talked the phone. I talked to him. I told him for the call. He just said, you know what we on every day. Hello? What you doing up at 131?
Right, we're going to pause it at 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the call. Do you know who Mr. Garland was speaking with?
Without seeing the phone number, it's hard to, or a name from the line sheet, it would be hard to tell.
Okay. Did you hear when Mr. Garland said on DB and then he kind of explained something?
Yes,
Okay. Are you familiar with or have you heard that initial DB?
I have.
Okay. And what do you understand or DB, those initials to mean?
They're referencing Derek Benning. He's one of their fellow gang members that was killed years ago.
Okay. And earlier when we talked about kind of the timeline after March 11th, there was a shooting on Cleveland Avenue. And you heard it on the wiretap. Was this the call that you were referencing?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, was there any police report associated with any shots fired around March 12th, 2022?
Yes.
All right. I'm now going to publish March 13th, 2022 at 5:49 p.m. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
I think they died like right there on the scene. Man, he was in critical condition, probably like for a few hours. He hadn't got shot in the head. I think he was at brain dead or something. I don't know where, but wow, that shit, oh boy.
Gonna be a cold summer, boy.
Oh God. I don't know. They say the nigga killed or murdered. Just made a little song that somebody sent me that. He just made the song. They sent me that. I don't know. They trying to act like they did it.
Gay, bro.
Yeah. Man. And got some more niggas claim that shit. And they don't even know them though. But they be okay.
Hey, who?
PLK, the nigga who claimed.
I'm going to pause at 3:10. Now, in that particular portion, did you hear Demikion Garlington speak of someone making a song?
Yes, Kel Omerta.
Say that again.
Kel Omerta.
And are you familiar with that name, Kel Omerta?
I am.
How are you familiar with that name?
That is Markel Wright. He's a member of the PFK criminal street gang.
And Markel, right, does PFK have any alliances?
They do.
And is YFN one of their alliances?
It is.
Now, in doing your work, we spoke earlier today about music and gang investigations. In your experience, have you found with the gangs that there are times that gang members do music?
Yes.
Okay. And have you found in your experience that sometimes gang members use music to promote their gangs?
Yes, often.
And in here, when Mr. Garlington is saying, you know, what did you say his name was? Kel Omerta?
Yes.
Okay. Made a song. Was that something uncommon to you as a gang investigator of an opposition making a song about a potential death or bragging about a potential death?
No, they do it often.
How can three different sets of people claim the same body though? So that proved that people do be capping, right? All right.
And Did you hear when Mr. Garlington said some other dudes might be claiming it as well?
Yes.
Did you see any social media posts throughout your investigation, or while you were looking at social media, of different groups claiming to have done the murder of Mr. Ford and Mr. McDonough?
Not really. It was mostly.
Oh, they seen it, but you ain't see it. Oh, she lying, y'all. So a dude made a song. Oh, see y'all. There you go. There you go. There you go. Why it ain't been documented like you documented all of this? Not really. Oh, so you only look for one person, but yet on the wire, he's saying it could be other people. Okay.
YFN, and then pages that were trolling, like pages that were just popping up out of nowhere, trolling.
That's crazy.
I want to next publish March 13th, 2022 at 6:41 p.m. from 00 to 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
And the investigation's still open.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, what's him?
What's up, man?
What the hell going on?
Oh, shit, I just got a phone with G, baby.
What you talking about?
Huh?
What you talking about?
Oh, shit, I was just, he was asking what happened.
What happened?
They saying different shit. Just different shit.
Which one makes sense to you?
Huh?
Which one makes sense to you?
You said which one what?
Makes sense to you?
Which one makes sense?
Yeah.
I'm
That's Woody.
I'm tell Tequila, I don't want to, you know, on the phone shit. They be recording, making
Nah,
make
you
sense.
ain't gotta say much. You ain't gotta say much.
Yeah. I told him,
I just wanna know.
you know, I already know. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her what they said. What the street saying. Like they send it. They just send.
Keep on what you saying, did you wait?
Nah, they keep sending different. They keep sending different pictures. They got the nigga who claimed it. The nigga who out on Instagram claimed it. Don't nobody even know him.
Look.
Yeah, he say he supposed to be PLK or some shit.
Look.
I
He said it more than once.
I think Uncle last night. We ain't even got down. We ain't even really
But she ain't got that
talk like
evidence.
that. Everybody was leaving. I had one out there 21 now. Little Chuck had our black part. I had that one out there. But I'm walking out seeing phone at the door.
Is this after that interview that Woody did with her? Just after that, y'all? Yeah. Is it? No, I'm just asking. Because, like, is he working right now and he calling to get some verification? Because where he been? And they dang sure know he telling, so how is he even back around guys? Like, what? That's crazy.
Oh, that shit, what's going on? That shit, you know what we on. I'm finna call you. Yeah.
They both working. Oh, they both working.
And it's ending right there. Were you familiar with the person that Mr. Garlington was speaking to?
From the voice, it sounds like Kenneth Copeland.
Okay.
That's your man. You know what he sounds like on the phone.
And had you yourself had discussions or conversations with Mr. Copeland throughout the course of your career?
Multiple, yes.
Okay. Now, back in 2022, do you know if Mr. Copeland was incarcerated?
I believe he was.
Are you aware of the relationship between Mr. Copeland and Mr. Garlington?
Yes.
How are you aware of that relationship?
They were good friends.
Working.
And to your knowledge, in 2022, were they good friends?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. In 2015, were they good friends?
I believe so, yes.
And is Shannon Jackson a part of that friend group between Mr. Copeland, Mr. Garlington, and Mr. Jackson, to your knowledge?
Overruled.
Yes.
Now, between March 11th and March 14th, 2022, did you see any members or individuals associated or friends with Mr. McMiller and Mr. Ford making posts that appeared to be in response to some of the offensive YSL posts?
Yes.
Okay. And did you capture those posts?
Yes.
And have you had an opportunity to view those posts in preparation for your trial?
Yes.
I mean, for your trial, for this trial. All right. Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Posts that were captured during March, or I know one was definitively March 2022. I'd need to refer to check the others.
Okay. And do they appear to be fair and accurate depiction of the images that you captured in March of 2022?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time, and I'll try to do it in order.
Thank you.
The state would like to admit 445 VV, 446 VV, 458 VV, 464 VV, and 475 VV.
Okay. I had thought I heard 454 at one point. That's not one of them.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. 446, 445, 446, 458, 464, 475.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's repetitive.
Thank you. And permission to publish.
May.
We're going to start with 464 VV. And looking at your chart, will it refresh your memory as to when you screen grabbed this post?
The capture time was March 13th at 5:47 p.m. and the photo says 2 minutes prior to that.
And is this on Instagram? Is this what it's called an Instagram story?
Correct.
Okay. And are Instagram stories only in existence for 24 hours?
Correct. They're posted to your profile. They don't go to your main profile. They go to a separate section. They're up for 24 hours, or if you want to delete it before that. And with that post, you can actually take a look and see who's viewed the story.
Okay. And are you familiar with the Instagram handle?
I am.
And what is the Instagram handle?
Fortrite_the world. TV world, I'm sorry.
And who is your understanding of whose Instagram post that is?
Javon Fleetwood.
And is that the same Javon Fleetwood we spoke of earlier regarding the shooting in May of 2019?
Yes.
Okay. The same individual with the YSL tattoo on his face?
Yes.
Okay. What does the caption say?
F, middle finger emoji, being safe, you gotta stay dangerous.
Now looking at 445 VV. Looking at 445 VV, who's the poster of the post? Or what Instagram account posting it?
That would be the account associated with Shannon Jackson or Shannon Stillwell.
And do you know what is the date of this post?
Is it okay to refer to the chart?
Yes.
The date would be March 9th at 9:48 p.m. But it was captured 7 hours prior, so it would be like 2 in the afternoon.
Just speak up.
Sorry. It was the capture date is March 9th at 9:48 p.m. But the post said 7 hours ago, so that would be around 2:48.
And
March 9th.
is that before Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford were killed?
Yes.
All right. Now looking at State's Exhibit 446 VV. And is that from that same account associated with Mr. Stillwell Jackson?
It is.
Okay. And what does the post say?
That racial expletive, y'all scared of me.
And is there an emoji?
The 100 emoji and like the strong, like it's for real, like it's.
And what is the date of that post?
March 9th at 9:48 p.m. It's captured 3 hours prior, so it was posted to around 6:48 p.m.
Okay. And was that the same day as the post we just observed?
It was.
All right. Now I want to show you what's been admitted as State's Exhibit 458 VV. And looking at State's Exhibit 458 VV, is that also posted from the same Instagram account associated with Mr. Stillwell? Mr. Stillwell.
Yes.
Right. And what does the caption say?
Ain't gonna be the only one crying.
And when was the date and time of this post?
That was on March 11th, around 11:23 p.m.
And on March 11th, around 11:23 p.m., was that around the same time or approximate time that 12 Atlanta was shot up?
About 2 hours after.
And is that the shooting in which a YFN associate was shot in the head?
Yes.
Now, during the course of this time, did you hear when Mr. Garlington on the last call said that there were people claiming to have done it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see any posts that piqued your interest of anyone that could be interpreted as claiming to have done the killing of Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford?
Objection, Your Honor. It's called speculation. Couldn't answer.
Okay. Did you find any, and I'll rephrase, Your Honor, did you find any posts of note to you as a part of your investigation regarding Mr. Kelvin Watts?
I did.
Okay. And that post, what was of note to you in that post?
There were several. Can you refer to the specific post?
Sure. Did you find a post of Mr. Shelkel reposting a picture with Mr. Drinks, Mr. Jasper Walter, and himself?
I did.
Okay. And first, when was that picture captured by you?
It was captured on March 12th at 7:24 a.m.
And why was that picture of note to you?
Because of the emojis and the captions and the people present in the photo.
And have you had an opportunity to see that post today?
I have.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 460 VV. tell me if you recognize 460 BB.
I do.
And is that the post that we were just referencing?
Yes.
And does that appear to be a fair, accurate depiction of the screen grab that you grabbed on March of 2022?
Yes.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. You heard this time the state would like to admit 460 BB is
Admit it. Admit it.
Now, who is the original poster of the picture?
The original poster would be Mr. Shamel Drinks.
And is that who had the #nut Instagram handle?
Yes.
Okay. Who is in this picture?
Sitting down with the black coat and the red sneakers will be Mr. Shamel Drinks.
And if you could,
Sure. Right here, you'll see this is Shamel Drinks right here. The gentleman in the blue jacket with the black on is going to be a gentleman that goes by the name Jasper Walters. He's a YFN member. He also goes by Lil Man. And then in the all black, you're going to have Mr. Kelvin Watts, or Shell Kel.
And did Shellkel _Nutlife, the account associated with Kelvin Watts, repost that picture?
He did.
All right. Now, there's some words on the picture. First of all, what do the words say? Well, or you can read that whole caption.
Yeah, they say, I'm with ya, and he tags Shellkel Nutlife and Summerhill Lil Man, hashtag LLN, hashtag Mafia.
So they saying this mean that Shamel Drinks was the shooter on them two on the highway. That's cap. That's cap, y'all. They saying this the post that let people know that he did it. That's what this post saying. That Shamel Drinks did this by typing this. That's cap.
And is there a emoji at the end of Mafia?
The bird, or the eagle, or the bird emoji.
And is there a emoji, exclamation emoji, and a 100 emoji?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for Instagram, that...
And look, the dudes on the phone saying somebody else did it, and they saying that they ain't look into them other people. They ain't even they ain't record their social medias or nothing. They just locked on to these people. And they was on their social medias and recording and documenting this. Instead of the dudes that he said twice. He said the other people twice. He said one said the people twice, and then he said the other one time. So far, it sounded like. But he done said 3 different people, and they only looked into one group.
I'm with you, exclamation 100 at Shellkel Nutlife at Summerhill.Lilman. Was that caption on the original post by the account associated with Mr. Drinks?
Correct.
All right. And then when it's reposted, do you see some other emojis?
I do.
What are the other emojis?
There are 2 shell emojis, the zipper over the mouth emoji, and then you're going to have a black heart.
Okay. And those emojis, is that from the original post, or is that from what Mr. Kelvin Watts posted when that account posted? And can you tell?
So it's not from the original post, and you can tell because it's outside the boundary of the original post. It's like kind of overlaid on top of it.
And were those emojis of any significance to you as a gang investigator?
After March 11th, yes.
why was it significant to you after March 11th?
Because Mr. Walters and Mr. Watts had been very vocal about the deaths of Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford. So the two shells and the zipper emoji were sort of telling.
Okay. And
What?
once
Telling
you
what?
saw, and that's Mr. Kelvin Watts posting that.
Correct.
All right.
Telling what?
After seeing this post, and when did you capture this post?
I believe it was March 12th around 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
And it had been posted 6 hours prior, so 1 a.m. on March 12th was when it would have been posted.
All right. Now, I want to play for you some additional wiretap calls, but let me ask you this. So let's fast forward to March 14th, 2022.
Is everybody all right? Anybody need a break? No, y'all are soldiering on. All right, thank you.
I may take you up on that offer in about 10 minutes. On March 14th, 2022, did you at some point have the occasion to listen to any wiretap calls that were around March 14th, 2022 at about 9-something p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, do you remember when did you listen to those calls? Did you listen to them on March 14th or sometime afterwards?
I believe sometime afterwards.
Okay. And did you find anything of note to you regarding the calls on March 14th, 2022?
The people that were speaking and some of the conversation that was being had.
Okay. Now, when you listened to these calls, at that time, were you aware of the murder of Mr. Shamel Drinks?
No.
So you listened to the call before you were aware of Mr. Drinks' murder?
I just don't know what call you're referring. I don't know. Which
On March 4th, the calls that on the wiretap that were on March 14th, 2022, around 9:45 p.m.
I could have, because like I said, I have to go in and review all the calls, but sometimes we're a little behind on that. So you have monitors in there constantly, and then I'll go back on the back end and review and check them. I can't tell you. I don't believe I listened to them originally, but I did go back and review.
Okay. After learning of the death of Mr. Drinks, did those calls become of more note to you after learning about Mr. Drinks' murder, specifically the calls around 9:45 p.m. on March 14, 2022?
Yes.
Okay. And why did it become of note to you at that point?
Because those would have been the calls at or around the time the murder was taking place.
And have you had an opportunity to listen to those calls in preparation for your testimony today?
I have.
You may.
And I want to direct your attention to March 14, 2022. Information. Does the wiretap content include location data?
It does.
And so are you able to see on the documentation with the wiretap where a phone call is when that phone call is being placed?
The majority of the time, it's not always foolproof. Sometimes the location will blank out and you won't have a location, but typically you can click on the map icon and it will show you where the person whose phone calls are being intercepted is at that time. It'll give you an approximate location of what tower they're at, and it will show you an approximate radius of how close they are to that location.
Okay, thank you.
Call me on the video. Call it. Pulled off? No. Hey, what the hell y'all pulled off? No, call me on video. Hurry up. Call me on the video. Call it. Pick up.
Now, did you hear what occurred in that call?
Yes.
did you hear someone tell someone to pick up, get on FaceTime?
I'm going to object to the meeting.
What did you hear on the phone call?
Basically telling someone to hurry up and call me on FaceTime.
And as a gang investigator, is calling on is FaceTime significant? As
It
a
is.
gang investigator? Why is that significant as a gang investigator?
Because it's a common belief amongst people engaged in criminal activity that
Your Honor.
Sustained.
Have you heard, in your experiences, do you have knowledge of FaceTime
I do.
and whether or not FaceTime calls are recorded? On telephone logs, are FaceTime calls recorded if you get CDR records, call detail records?
If you pull call detail records, you will not see FaceTime communication.
And in your experience in doing
When can you see it?
gang investigations, have you heard or seen gang members often want to speak on FaceTime rather than talking on the actual phone where their call details can be recorded?
Often through my investigations, you will see that once criminal activity begins to be discussed, they will prefer to switch to FaceTime because FaceTime cannot be intercepted through a wiretap.
Hey yo, let him breeze, bro. Let Ben Hill walk around with his cheeks out. I don't know why y'all putting them spandex on that boy like that. He cool. Yeah, I like him walking around with his cheeks out. He cute. Let him be. Let him be. You're.
And
It's like we had Birdman. Remember that time we went to Birdman house? He had the boys walking around with his cheeks out. It's like that. You feel me? Let him chill. He cool. He
at
Gucci.
about 9:59, is that when this call takes place, when someone says, hurry up and get on FaceTime?
Correct.
Are you
Hey, Solo, I'm going to tell you like this, though. If I'm hitting plays, I still ain't using that FaceTime. I ain't trusting them. We ain't putting 20 on the line thinking they can't tap this phone. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Solo, just check me out, though. Just because somebody say, yo, they can't tap. Listen.
aware of the time in which the surveillance video that Detective Hogan showed you? What time Mr. Jackson's vehicle was at the BP gas station?
It should be right at 9:59 p.m. Right, it should be at the gas pumps or parked outside of the store at the location.
And from the viewing of the surveillance,
What was Woody suspected of telling on in 2012, bro? Which situation was they saying he was telling on Ben Hill? Come on. What situation, bro? And you saying the dudes that's in PFK was his friends? And they switched up on him. Oh, yeah.
video, were you familiar with both the car associated with Mr. Stillwell as well as the car associated with Mr. Carmavius Nichols at the gas station around that time?
I did not know who I didn't know who the car was associated with, the other car was associated with at that time.
At some point, did you learn about who that other vehicle was associated with?
Yes.
Now, when you met with Detective Hogan, were you aware if Demekion Garlington was at the BP gas station?
I was not.
At what point in time did you learn that Mr. Garlington was at the BP gas station?
When I went back and reviewed the wiretap data.
Based on your investigation, were you able to determine if he was in the white Audi?
Yes.
Was he in the white Audi?
Yes, he was.
Once you heard this phone call, were you ever able to do any investigation as to the phone number that made the call?
We were. It took it was difficult to identify the phone number for a little bit.
And did you eventually identify that phone number?
Eventually, yes.
Who did you identify that phone number belonging to?
A gentleman by the name of DeMarco Boyer, who goes by Lil Co.
And based on your investigation, did you ever learn what was that phone at the gas station as well?
It was.
And based on your investigation, were you able to determine which car Mr. Boyer was in?
Based on my investigation, Mr. Boyer.
I'm going to object to speculation.
We can.
You may.
We're gonna take a bathroom break since we're